Hey everyone, welcome back to my latest video. Today we'll be going over a rain trap. So this rain trap is pretty special because it has really good gear. I'll show you the gear. I'll go over the troops. I'll go over the familiars. I'll go over all his heroes. I'll do everything today. But before we get to that, leave a thumbs up in the video if you like these videos. It really helps out the channel. So we'll get into the troops right away here. So the first thing we're going to look at is his troops. So he is a rain trap. So what that means is he is basically taking tier 4 range rains. So that means he can take a really big hit and not lose many troops because he does have a tier 4 frontline. And also he increases his frontline basically by 1,000,000 troops because the rains will also be taking the hits as well. So he'll have what's called range reinforcements. Has about 700,000 range right now. So he might take some losses if he does basically get through all that range, but if he doesn't, he'll be having basically an extra 1,000,000 or what's called infirmary space because of the reinforcement. So he'll take the hit in range. His what's called guildmates will be taking some losses too. The only problem with a range trap or a rain trap like this is basically if the Blackwing comes in, you are taking all tier 4 losses. So if there is a Blackwing, those will all be dead tier 4. So range traps or rain traps have that problem. Otherwise, it works really well. Usually you take less losses than a regular rally trap because not all the losses will be in your front line. A lot of them will actually just be your guildmates as well who are reinforcing you. So he has, 3.7 mil tier 2 reptilian riders, almost 4 million tier 2 gladiators, and then mix tier 4 there, and then range will be his rain, plus the catapults and stuff. The tier 1 ballistas are just for what's called pyruses and stuff, because you do get pyrus a bunch if you're trapping. My tier 4 trap found that out the other day. I had to keep building tier 4 catapults because they pyrus me like 40 times. But anyways, that's not important for this overview. So we'll actually go right into his gear because you probably want to see his gear. This is kind of the main thing that people want to see. So his gear is really good. He almost has full mythic here. He's just missing a couple cups. He's currently doing some of the Tycoon right now. He's going to be getting that purple cup actually up to gold soon, so we'll take a look at that. He is missing 3 gold halos for that. He was doing the Tycoon, so he is going to get that up. Hopefully, he has about 700 tokens left, so hopefully he can get 3 golds from that. I'm not sure the ratio, but we'll take a look at the Tycoon right now because I might actually do some of these on stream tomorrow. I think he left 600 or 700 just so I could do them. So I'll do this on stream probably tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that stream. We'll be doing the 700 tokens, doing like a question and answer, some gear checks and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that stream. But yeah, we'll have about 700 tokens due tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get that cup up to gold. But taking a look at the stats again, we'll go back over there. So he does have 316% range attack, 352% cav, 385 infantry, and he does have like some champion jewels. I think there's a champion jewel in there. Yeah, it's a champion jewel, so that gives you a bunch of HP actually on there. So his HP is pretty good as well. So go back there, we'll take a look at that. 156% army HP and 56% army defense. So really good. He has 2 gold champion jewels. What the heck? Okay, he's got 2 gold champion jewels. He must have been really lucky on those. How did he get 2 gold champion jewels? Because I don't think he has like champion gear other than the plate, right? And yeah, it's not like he has a ton of. But yeah, he got really lucky on those champion jewels. He's got 2 gold ones, so that's why his HP is so much higher, because he's got 30% extra HP just in his jewels there. So crazy, actually. But we'll take a look actually at his full stats as well, because he actually does have a good infantry set as well. He's got 432% on his infantry set there, and then what's his rate? Oh, actually, did he have gold champion boots? Oh, okay. There's where all the champion went. Okay, I was wondering. I was like, he must have more to get 2 gold champion. But yeah, he's got gold champion boots. So that's pretty good actually. That's where he got all those extra stats for that. But yeah, so that's his infantry set and then his range set there. So he's got really good on both actually. We'll take a look actually at his stats as well. So we'll put on his war gear. Just take a look at what is that actually translates into stats here. This is without any like ultra boost and stuff like that, but he's got 505 infantry, he's got 530 range, and then 460 cav in his mix set here. Really good HPs as well, and then he's got 456% army HP, 217 army defense, and 156 army attack. But that's without the ultra boost. Obviously, that would go way up if you had the ultra boost. He'd be almost at 500% HP, and then the army attack and stuff. The same with like if you had a leader and stuff, so you could have well over 200% army attack as well if he gets a leader and then gets an ultra boost with that as well. So that's his mix set. So this is when he can be taking all his rallies in. But again, he also has a good infantry set. We're not in infantry talents right now, so his infantry is going to be like 15% lower than it would be if he was in talents. But yeah, so you'd be around, let's say, was that 670 if he was in talents for infantry talents, not just mixed talents. So he'd be like 670 infantry, and then where would he be in range? I think he might actually be higher in range. We'll take a look at that. Even though his infantry attack looks better, it isn't because of the cups. Yeah, we'll take a look at this. Yeah, so he'd have about 15% higher on that as well. So that'd be, what is that, 70, 83-ish? So 683 range as well. So he doesn't just have a mix set, he can also attack. I mean, he has like 530 in mix in his range, so it makes sense that he's like much higher in his blast set, but he can actually attack people as well. So if he wants to attack people, he has that option. He doesn't just have to be rally trap. He can go around blasting people as well, because he actually is a little bit higher in might. You can see he's 290 million might right now. That's because he's actually not built completely rally trap, because he wants to be able to attack people as well. So he actually got some other research in there just so he could do that. We'll actually take a look at the research right now, what he actually has in his research. So he does have Monster Hunt research. I think that's just so you can go on buses and stuff and get more materials, because that's kind of important if you're trying to get really good gear. Sometimes it's cheaper to take the monster hunting, take the extra research might, and then go and do that. We'll take a look at his what's called where is it here, his might. So he is a little bit higher on his base might. He is around, what is it, 150, 160, maybe 155 on his base might there. So his base might's around 55 million might. He does have 23 million might in hero armies, but then again, you need more heroes if you want to attack people. You can't have a blast set if you just have a bunch of mixed people on your wall. So he actually has a little bit higher in hero armies, just so he can have the extra heroes, so he can actually do a blast, like an actual like infantry blast or a range blast or like that. His cav isn't quite there. I don't think he doesn't really do many cav blasts, but he does have an infantry and range set that he can blast people with. His quest might is a little bit high, but not like crazy high. It's only 3 million, so that's nothing really super high. Buildings are high just because he's got full these things right now, what's called farms. That's just so he can be food positive. He's not currently food positive because I have his war gear on and I switched out of his farming talents, but if he was if he put on his what's called farm here, I'll just put it on to show you anyway, so I'll equip that. He doesn't actually have a quick swap for his farm, so I'm gonna have to do this manually, but this basically these are just all what's called food producing items, so you can basically go food positive on the he actually has he has those food things down there, so he's food positive in this gear too. the wrong one I'm actually picking. Apparently he has other gear as well, so he's got those these things down here, these ones here. So these ones would also put him food positive, but it's fine. I don't really need those on because even with this, he's food positive. You can see, so that means he can have a bunch of food out and still be what's called hitting people or taking rallies and stuff, and just switch his talents or whatever he needs. He doesn't actually need his food gear on to be food positive. He can just be in his talents to be food positive. But just for this right now, I'm just going to put him in his food gear so he's not losing food during this video. But yeah, so we'll take a look at his familiars and heroes as well, because he does have some research in that. I didn't actually show you that, did I? The research for familiars, he's got up to pack 3. Yeah, he's got pack 3 unlocked, so he's got 3 familiars on his wall, and he's got 3, whatever it's called. No, sorry, that was pack 3. This one's the amount of familiars, so he's got 3 familiars on his wall. He has all 3 unlocked, so that gives him some familiar, what's called might, but that's fine. If you're 200 mil might, you're still going to 290, you're still going to get rallied. It's especially in big kingdoms, it's not really a worry. Otherwise, it's just regular trapping and stuff, except he has monster hunt, so his research is a little higher because of those things, and familiars and all that. But we'll take a look at his wall, what he runs on his wall. So he has all army attack heroes on his wall. So his wall is very solid. He does have Lore Weaver, Berserker, Rose Knight, Bomb and Goblin, and Songstress of the Sea. So they're all army attack heroes. So his army attack is crazy high on when he has that, plus all the defense. And then he has what's called Weevil, Aquarius, and the Griffin on his wall for familiars. We'll take a look at what those do if you don't know what they do. The Griffin does give 200% army attack for 10 seconds when 10% of your troops have fallen. So if he takes a big hit, that one will help him actually get rid of the rest of the troops so he doesn't take any more damage. So that's the reason for that one. And then he has the what's called Evil Weevil, which gives army HP to him, and then Aquarius, which takes army HP away from the enemy. So he gets 15% HP for himself and then takes 15% of theirs away. So that way you can just keep them on. You don't have to worry about countering them with different familiars and stuff like that. He also has the attacking familiars, so he does have the stacking ones. He could put these on as well. That's actually an option. You could basically put the range one on, because once 10% of your range is fallen, if you're a rain trap, you're probably going to be taking range losses. So you put this one on pretty easily and take less losses and still do or start stacking that up faster. But like I said, if you're taking a really big hit, sometimes it's better to have the Griffin because it gives 200%. But even though it gives 200% for all your troops army attack, or this is only 100% for your ranged. But he also has the other ones as well if he wants to attack. So he's got the infantry one and the bombing goblin, which is the cav one. So he has all three of those ones if he wants to use those for attacking, because obviously those ones are really good for attacking. So I'll take a look at the heroes as well. So he's got Berserker. If you guys don't know what these ones are, they all give army attack, army defense, and army HP. So, well, except for the free-to-play ones, obviously, you know what they do. But Berserker gives that. That's one of the pay-to-play ones. This one is a infantry type, what's called army attack hero. Then you have Lore Weaver, which is a cavalry type army attack hero, but same thing, gives the same stats: army attack, army defense, and army HP. And then you have your Rose Knight. I mean, everyone knows what Rose Knight does. It's army attack, but cav HP instead of army HP. So boost your cav there. And then Bombing Gauntlet only has army attack. I'll go down and take a look like that. A range hero, only army attack, no other stats. So it's not really the best one compared to like Rose Knight or all the other pay-to-play, obviously. And Songstress, the same thing. So army attack, army defense, and army HP. So he's got a lot of army HP and a lot of army attack and a lot of army defense. So these pay-to-play heroes are obviously the best ones. Rose Knight is really good too because it gives the cav HP, but Bombing Gauntlet only gives army attack. So it is lacking compared to the other army attack heroes. I think are there more army attack heroes, but he doesn't have any gold. The rest are just used for blasts and stuff like that. So he's got other heroes just so he can do like a blast or something like that. So those are his heroes. Those are his wall. Like I said, his troops are there. We went over his gear. At Infirmary Space, he only has was at 452 right now. I'm not sure if that's. I guess he's a rain trap, but I mean, Personally, I'd probably have more, but then again, if you're losing troops or something like that from like the tier 5 familiars and stuff, sometimes it's better to have some manners so you can rebuild those tier 2, because even as a rain trap, he's only going to have 1.7 mil in his range thing, but so that means every time a tier 5 familiar hits him, it's going to be hitting him either in his what's called tier 2 gladiators or tier 2 cav. Right now it's set up, he will be getting hit with those tier 5 familiars with his what's called infantry, just because those are his biggest squads. So he will be taking losses on those tier 5 familiars for sure. There's no way to stop that. Even with his massive HP and massive defense and heroes and all that stuff, he still will be taking losses. Well, if the guy is strong enough, obviously. Like if a weaker guy will not, but those tier 5 familiars will be doing 800,000 damage to his backline, so he's going to be taking losses, so he has to rebuild troops. So sometimes it's more smart just to have the manners to rebuild the troops than actually having the infirmaries, because you're going to take the losses anyways, and your infirmaries are just going to be getting filled up with your tier 2 or tier 4, so your tier 2 will be dying anyways from the tier 5 familiars, so you got to rebuild them. So sometimes it's better to have the manners, and obviously a smaller guy is not going to fill his infirmaries, so it's not going to be a big problem because he's just going to be taking all the damage in his reign anyways. So yeah, so that's kind of why he doesn't run. Well, that's my idea why he doesn't run full infirmaries, because he's going to be rebuilding troops anyways. It's better to actually reduce the costs anyway. So that's actually that's all I was talking about. So I think we've gone over everything. I think we've gone over the troops, we've gone over the heroes, his gear, talents. I guess it's just mix. He does have other stuff, but he's just in mixed talent, so complete mix with the army attack and stuff like that. You could go into other thing like infantry blast, but then all the differences, you just have the infantry offense and the defense and all that stuff. So that's the only difference there, squad defense, because you don't need the other like attacks in that one. So that's the only difference, is you basically take more into the infantry and then more into the squad defense, where mixed, you're basically just taking the squad health and the mixed attack. So that's the only difference there in his talents there. Everything else is, yeah, that's it. Those were all that. He does have fake gear, but I'm not going to show his fake gear because then people know what his fake gear is. And fake gear is just basically crappy army gear, like normal blue stuff. So he does have a what's called Beast Helm, mythic as well. We'll just go through all his gear here. Firewall plate. He's got 2 firewall plates. He must bait into the purple firewall plate then. And he also has the mythic B. What's called Hardened Carapace for range blasts and stuff like that. The champion boots, it's good. It gives you what's called travel speed, so it's really, really fast. You can see here 52%. That might be from the Trojans. Yeah, it might be help from the Trojan as well. Terror jewels and then infantry attacks. So he's got a bunch of gold jewels in his gear. Obviously, for this is mixed set, so mixed jewels. But for like Cab Blast, he does actually have a Cab Blast because it's a Gargantuan belt. So he does have a Cab Blast. He doesn't have a Cab Blast thing in his there. So he could actually go Cab if he wants. His Cab is actually probably decent too. Actually, I could put that on, but I'd have to figure out what he does for Cabs. So anyways, yeah, he's got drums and stuff like that. So he probably has a decent Cab Blast as well. Looking at his gear, he just doesn't have a quick swap to his Cav gear, so yeah, no quick swap to his Cav gear. He would need to unlock another quick swap for that, but he can actually just manually put on his Cav gear, because we could actually do that right now and just see what his Cav attack would be. What is this Cav here? Yeah, it's Cav there. No, that's Cav. That's what he used, Cav. That's what we're talking about. So drums. So we'll take a look at his Cav here at the end here, just so you can see it as well. Cav blast there. I guess this would be Cav. Yeah, that's Cav for sure. I don't usually blast, so this would be infantry Cav. Is there anything else? What does this have? Range Cav. Oh, that's higher for Cav. Wow, that's way higher for Cav. 62%. Yeah, so that would be his Cab Blast there. So we'll take a look at his Cab Blast. He's not in talents, like I said, so it would be a little higher if he was in talents, but he does have 658, so yeah. His Cab Blast is just as good as the other two. He just doesn't have a quick swap for it. But yeah, I think Cab is a little easier to get higher. But yeah, so anyways, that will be the overview on his account. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's a really, really cool account, like I said. I'll switch him back to food after I'm done the video here. But yeah, so that's basically his account. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.